Welcome to the Art of Likability, ranked one of the top podcasts in the world. In this podcast, you'll discover how to leverage likability to build stronger relationships, lead more efficiently, close more sales, and keep customers happy while increasing success in your professional and personal life. Let's jump in with your host, Arel Moody.
What's going on, Likability family? Arel Moody here, your host of the Art of Likability podcast, where you learn the strategies that you need to take your life to the next level in all areas of your life. This week, I want to help you and by the way, we help you get to the next level by leveraging likability. Likability is the precursor for all meaningful relationships. Now, I want to share something with you that may sound anti-motivational, but I really do believe it's extremely motivational. Simply put, sometimes in life you just fail and you suck. And that's just life. You can't possibly always win, right? You know, obviously if you fail, you always want to look for the lesson. So if you find a lesson, it's never truly a failure, but sometimes when you fail in the middle of the failure, it sucks. And it does. Sometimes relationships that you love and mean so much to you deteriorate, and you never thought they would. Sometimes you decide to cheat and you get caught and you get in trouble, whether it's on a test or whether it's on a person or whether it's at a job. Sometimes we make stupid choices because we're humans. There is no human that is outside the parameters of being stupid. And sometimes we say things that other people interpret in a way that we never thought they would interpret it that way. And it happens. And sometimes we ruin relationships. Sometimes we ignore people and we don't mean to. We get caught up in life. And that's life. If it's happened to you, if you're dealing with something right now that you're struggling because you failed and it hurts, welcome to the club. You know, you're not alone. And it's not like, oh, buck up, it's gonna be okay. No, it sucks. It sucks. And sometimes when you sit in the mess that you create, you look around and you say, how did I get into this credit card debt? Or how did I let my weight get out of control? Or why did I be mean to that person? Why did I blow up? Why was I reacting the way that I did? And sometimes you just failed. Suck it up. It's life, you know? Like we fail. You fail. It doesn't make you any less good. It doesn't make you any less valuable. It's not that you are a failure. It just means you failed. There's a difference, and you got to learn how to disconnect the two. There's a difference of I am a failure and I have failed. I encourage you to separate the two. Because if you can separate yourself from I am a failure to I have failed, it's game changing. And yes, you should look for lessons. And yes, you should always, instead of losing, learn. And I believe you either win or you learn, right? But in the moment of failure, it sucks. It is just horrific. And if anyone tells you any differently, they're not trying hard enough in their life. Because if you're trying to live any kind of incredible life, which you're just not the kind of person that listens to this podcast if you don't want an incredible life. Like if you want a normal, silly life, you don't invest in developing yourself. You just assume you figured everything out and you just go and live your life. But if you care about developing, you grow. You try. And in the act of trying, failure is familiar. If you feel like there's a lot of failure in your life, well, it's very familiar to someone who tries a lot. So instead of seeing it necessarily as just a failure, see it as, hey, this is a part of the process of someone who's trying to live the best life they can. And you know what? 10 years from now, people don't really spend as much time on your failures as you do. I found that we think about our failures way more than anyone else does. So if you know that, kind of use it to your advantage. When it happens, it sucks. It sucks. Sometimes you got to eat a pint of ice cream and drink, eat some food, sleep, I don't know, do some yoga. You got to do whatever you got to do to deal with the funk you're in. And then you get out and you realize it's part of the evolution process. And sometimes it feels bad because you feel embarrassed or you feel like someone of your nature or stature shouldn't have failed in the way that you did. And you will fail, and it's part of the process. So I encourage you to fail with a little more pride than maybe you have had before, or to reflect on the failure that might be currently present in your life and say, it sucks. I'm angry. I wish it wasn't this way. And it's what it is. Grieve and move on. Because ultimately we can never stay in our failure. Even if other people want to bring the failure to our attention, if they want to throw it in your face, which people will, because people are people and people do these things. Remember, you are not a failure. You may have failed, but you are not a failure. I promise you that. So go out there and try and fail. And know that the more you fail, that means the harder you're trying. And that's something to be very proud of, because there's a lot of people in this world who will not try because they're too afraid. So I'm hoping that this episode will just be a little kick in the butt and just a little empathy that it sucks to fail. But you, my friend, you're no failure. Stay connected. Keep listening. Make sure to subscribe to get all our new episodes. And even though I may not have met you in person, even though I may never have had a conversation, all you do is listen to me and I never get to hear from you because you don't reach out to me, just know that I believe if you're the kind of person who's investing in this kind of podcast, you're a great person, because you know that you are not perfect and you have room to grow and you're willing to commit to growth. And that's beautiful. So therefore, you're beautiful, inside and out. So never forget that, my friend. Sending you a big ol' high five. You are awesome.
Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast, The Art of Likability, and reach out with any questions you have. Until next time, remember, my friend, you are awesome.